Guys, what this statement really means is that the United States is openly rejecting the global institutions as the final authority on the truth and legitimacy. And that is the actual massive shift in the how power is being exercised. So, guys, when Marco Rubio says, I don't care what the UN says, he's not just criticizing Venezuela, he's dismantling the idea that the international consensus overrides US intelligence codes and enforcement. For decades, authoritarian regimes have hidden behind the UN reports, technical definitions, and diplomatic ambiguity to deny wrongdoing. And Rubio is saying that era is over now. The core message is very simple but explosive. American courts matter more than the international narratives. When a federal grand jury in the Southern District of New York indicts someone, that is not the political theater. It is a legal process based on evidence, witnesses, financial trails, and intelligence. Now, by emphasizing the grand jury and the superseding indictment, Rubio is signaling that the US is treating Maduro not as a head of the state to be negotiated with, but as a criminal defendant who happens to control a country. So, guys, that distinction changes everything. It strips Maduro of the legitimacy and reframes Venezuela not as a Soviet dispute but as a crime scene. The impact of this framing is enormous. First, it delegitimizes any UN based defense of the Maduro regime. If the US openly says the UN doesn't know what it's talking about, then UN reports lose their shielding power. Secondly, it gives legal and moral cover for the aggressive actions, including the sanctions, asset seizures, arrest, extraditions, and covert operations, because the target is no longer a protected leader but a fugitive from justice. And thirdly, it sends a warning to the countries like China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba that backing Maduro is no longer neutral diplomacy, it is an indirect support for an indicted drug trafficker that raises the cost of doing business with the carcass dramatically. So, guys, there is also a domestic message embedded here. Rubio is pushing back hard against what he calls fake reporting, meaning media narratives that downplay Venezuela's role in drug trafficking by leaning on international bodies instead of the court documents. This alone tells US agencies, allies, and even the journalists that the administration is aligning itself with the prosecutorial facts, not the diplomatic language. And strategically, this fits into a broader doctrine, criminalizing hostile regimes rather than negotiating with them. Once you label a leader a fugitive, compromise becomes unnecessary and pressure becomes the policy. The ripple effects extend across Latin America. Cartels, militants, and corrupt officials now see that state protection may not save them if Washington decides to move. Allies see that the US is willing to act unilaterally if global institutions stall, and adversaries see that sovereignty will not shield leaders accused of transnational crimes. In short, Rubio's statement isn't just tough talk. It's a declaration that the United States is reclaiming legal supremacy over international opinion, redefining Venezuela as a criminal hub rather than a political dispute, and laying the groundwork for decisive action with far fewer diplomatic constraints. So, guys, thank you so much for joining in today. This was my analysis on Rubio's statement that he doesn't care about the UN intervention. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think on this, and how will UN react on this, and what will be the impact of this? Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for such amazing breakdowns. We'll see you guys in the next video.